Well, good morning, and to our friends joining us abroad, good evening. Welcome to Mirage Talks. Today, we have a special guest, CEO of Corent Technologies, Feyzi, and he's going to touch on the subject, upgrading your SaaS operating system, how to operate your software as a killer SaaS and lower your delivery cost by 10 times. Feyzi, thank you so much for joining us today. Let's get started.
It's my pleasure to be with our friends from Mirage, and hello to everyone around the world who are joining us. This is a very special talk for me to present to you a way to really deliver your SaaS a lot more efficiently, cost-effectively, and more quickly. So creating more prosperity for all of us who are interested in software as a service. And at the end of this talk, I have a special offer for those of you who are participating on the call today. And would love to have time for interactive conversation, answering questions towards the end. But if you had a question that could not wait, please don't hesitate to interrupt me and ask. And if there is a short answer, I will provide it. Otherwise, we'll defer to the end of the call. Let's get it started. So a lot of people don't have a good grasp of what it takes to deliver an efficient, effective, cost-effective SaaS. And up to now, everybody had to develop their own as-a-service capabilities in order to deliver their software as a service. For companies who have delivered their SaaS successfully, like Salesforce.com being the #1 leader, they look at their core software as a small piece of effort, such as the green part of the pie chart, as opposed to all the efforts and tens of millions of dollars that invested in building their as-a-service capabilities that generally fall under 3 categories of tenancy management, operations management, and commercial management. With an automated platform like SaaS Ops that we have brought to market, that years of development, IDC says on average 3 years of development by 10 experienced engineers will go down to a matter of days, hours, and so on. So rather than years of investing time and effort, building something that your customers are not looking for, your customers are looking for the green part of the pie chart, which is your software. Another way of looking at it, if you look at the left side of the screen, that is your software application, whatever that software does. And it's running on one of the major clouds. Look at SaaS Ops, SaaS Operations, or SaaS Operating System built by Corent Technology. If you want to deliver your software as a service, sooner or later, you got to build all these capabilities, the SaaS tenancy management, operations management, and commercial management, if you want your SaaS to scale, as opposed to having a lot of engineers running around and trying to do things manually. And one way is to just plug in to SaaS Ops, and voila, you have access to all these capabilities, the 3 pillars of SaaS, then you don't have to spend an hour building these capabilities. It's a plug and play. Microsoft just published an ebook with us, basically it's a new path to SaaS and ludicrously fast transformation to next generation SaaS. So for those of you who have a software, you want to transform it to SaaS, or you have already developed some SaaS capabilities, it would be worthwhile to take a look at the new path so that later on you don't regret. IDC, some of you may be familiar with IDC, International Data Corporation. It's one of the top industry analyst research firms like Gartner and Forrester and so on. Just last week, they published this seminal paper about transforming the SaaS journey and accelerating recurring revenue with a plug-and-play operations automation platform, which is same as SaaS Ops, SaaS operations. So for those of you who are attending this call, we will email you a copy of this paper so you have access to it. And then Forbes Books recently published my book, Democratizing SaaS, and now over 30 industry leaders have provided their support behind it, that if you want to succeed in SaaS, this is a book you want to read. And the good news is for fast readers, it's not going to be more than an hour. The slow readers, about 2 hours, one flight read, and provide a lot of information about how you can upgrade your SaaS operating system. Having said all of that, I want to jump into showing you how it works and give you a lot of details about it. And so the way it works is your software is running on the cloud. SaaS Ops, you give it access to Corent, and Corent scans the binaries of the source code, the binaries of your code application, no need for the source code. And based on that scanning, it allows you to add tenancy management, such as multi-tenancy, and operations management and commercial management to complete your delivery as an efficient service. So transforming your software into software as a service, again, in a matter of hours to days, depending on the sophistication you're looking for. That's how the process happened. I've seen it done in 1 hour, taking a major CRM solution in 1 hour, transform it to an operating SaaS. Of course, without a lot of the details, that's how this works. Some of the details about the operations services that by plugging in SaaS Ops you can get, you can see on this screen, and we have a lot of details per icon here on this screen. I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of details, but imagine if you want to put your engineers to sit down and design and develop these capabilities, what they could have been doing instead, enhancing your core product, the green part of the pie, as opposed to the blue parts that's already done and you can plug and play. The same with the commercial services for your SaaS. And again, I show you more screens so it becomes more real. One of the most known aspect is adding metering and usage-based billing to your software. That is like free money. If you don't have an effective metering and usage-based billing, you're putting money on the table. And the way it works is whenever you introduce a hot feature, you can, for the next 3 months or 6 months, attach a premium to it by the number of times they're using it, by the number of hours they're using it. It could be $1 here, $2 there, and that's a premium feature of your SaaS offering. SaaS Ops makes it easy. Within a matter of 15 minutes, you can delineate any aspect of your application that you want it to be metered, and the report would be created, and it would be automatically added to the bill for your customers to pay. So that's just one aspect, and then the rest, as you can imagine, that's why IDC believes it's on average takes 3 years plus to deliver an effective, efficient, and elastic SaaS solution. Some more details on this one. Some people ask the question of what kinds of applications can use SaaS Ops and become SaaS very quickly and without any programming. Any application that can run on the cloud, have a web browser, and it could be a traditional VM, virtual machine-based or containerized, and utilizes a database, relational database or non-relational database. And it could be a single or multi-tenant architecture. A lot of software providers have invested years developing their multi-tenancy architecture in an efficient way, sharing their application, their storage, their resources. That's okay. All these other capabilities that we showed you can be added. And if the application is single tenant, multi-tenancy can be added if the application meets certain criteria. These are some screenshots to show how easily flexible subscriptions can be configured. Again, no programming, 100% configuration. You can decide where you want to publish your application. It could be just on your website. It could be on Azure Marketplace, AWS Marketplace, or we are adding more, such as Google Marketplace and so on. And you decide who will have access to your application, especially if it's published on a cloud marketplace. It could be a private offering. You only offer it to the people that you want to be aware of it, and then takes care of all the billing, pricing, billing, and everything else. Again, all of it could be configured in a matter of an hour without years of expensive engineering time designing and programming it for yourselves. Beyond just making your application SaaS, there is optimization on an ongoing basis to optimize your application so your cost of cloud is minimized. And then the entire application management and modernization over time, such as if you're not containerized, there is a tool to automatically containerize your application on the Kubernetes platform of your choice, such as OpenShift from Red Hat, EKS from AWS, AKS from Azure, and also replace some of your license-based components, such as a database with a database as a service available on the cloud, app server as a service available on the cloud, and so on. These are all the capabilities that are built into SaaS ops, including usage-based metering and billing that I mentioned a few minutes ago. Now, I want to show some subscriber experience and then the SaaS provider experience, so it gives you more visibility into how this tool works. So when you design your subscription, this is one of our customers, my EKC. For example, they decided to have 4 different subscription layers. You may decide to have 5 or only 1 or 2, and then different prices, and easily customers can go and click on one, read about it, and then subscribe. And then when they want to subscribe, they got to register. It's a simple application, takes 2 minutes for someone to fill. And then they ask them a method of payment. They can do an automatic method of payment, or say, hey, I want to pay by invoice. If you allow them to do that, they can just say pay by invoice, and voila. From a customer experience, they already became a subscriber to your software, and behind the scene, SaaS Ops takes care of all the provisioning that is required for them within 5-10 minutes to be up and running and operational. You don't need to have engineers to go provision, configure, do all the manual work. And then when you come to SaaS provider experience, I have a little bit more slides to tell you how your life as a SaaS provider could be transformed with this level of automation. First of all, you'll have a dashboard at the high level. You will see what is going on around the world with the subscribers to your solution and beyond. And then How are you using cloud resources? It's a dashboard that instantly gives you an up-to-date usage of the cloud based on your tenants and more. You will have managing the tenant dashboard. You will have all your tenants. You will see their status. Are they paying on time? Are they unpaid? And a lot more right in front of you in a real-time fashion. Another cool feature is email alerts. There are so many things that could happen during a life cycle of a SaaS solution. And as a SaaS provider, you want to be in touch and communicate with your subscribers. SaaS Ops allows you to create email templates for different scenarios, different situations. It's up to you. And then put conditions that if certain things happens, the following emails would be sent to the following subscribers, or you manually hit send and send that particular email. You can further customize it before you send it. So that entire operations is automated. That could be a nightmare if you have 1,000, 2,000 tenants and you need to upgrade some of them to a different database, app server, security server. I mean, how are you knowing exactly which tenant you're communicating with? What is the message? What is the action, and so on? A few more slides here. You can create a variety of reports from your customers and find out, what the status is. You decide what kind of report you want to create. You can analyze cloud resources that you're using to ensure maximum optimization and efficiency. And again, more details on how you can customize the templates that the customers would see, what kind of logos you want them to see, and a lot more. Very flexible in terms of configuration. Again, no programming, no hard coding. Tenant registration customization. Even the registration of your customers can be customized. Again, imagine if you wanted to develop all these programs yourselves. And again, it allows you to very efficiently create your custom tenant reports. So you are on top of the game rather than not knowing what is going on with your tenants. And the metering, subscription metering, to decide what aspects of your application specifically you want to meter. For example, one of our customers in big data and artificial intelligence, they wanted to meter the amount of data, mega or gigabytes of data that comes and goes, and associate certain metering and therefore certain pricing that based on the usage-based effort by their customers. And most customers don't mind. They pay a base per user per month, but then certain applications, or when you have a premium feature, they don't mind paying some extra for taking advantage of a premium feature. Or if they exceed a certain amount of usage, there would be a fee for them. And this allows that to happen. Just incidentally, Corent, we heard, it has more patents granted on metering of SaaS than anybody else in the industry combined. So this is a serious feature that puts money in your pocket without any effort, whether the effort is programming or anything else. Also, reports on cloud infrastructure from different angles. So as a SaaS provider, you're really on top of things. You're not getting blindsided regarding what is going on. And also, you don't need to use 15 different tools to get the information you need. This is one tool, and provides you the operator dashboard for a SaaS solution. More samples of how reports work. And again, you can focus on delivery of value to your customers while being most profitable, as opposed to spending a lot of your time, energy, and effort in managing your SaaS solution. One other monitoring examples here, that in real time you can monitor the performance of the application. Now, a lot of people that we talk with, we say, wow, this is amazing. I wish I knew about it a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. A gentleman who sold his company for $9.5 billion to Oracle told me, I wish I had this tool before, because 9.5 could have been a lot more, maybe 10 times more, because he was in the business of identifying software companies, bring it in, make them SaaS, and then connect them together to create a suite of products. With this, he could have taken any software and within days transform it to SaaS and then offer it as a collection of interrelated SaaS solutions. Well, the solution didn't exist then. Now the solution exists, and a lot of people say, you know what? We just invested 2 years and created our multi-tenancy. How can we use your SaaS ops? So there is an a la carte feature of SaaS ops that you don't have to be not a SaaS solution to take advantage of it. We complement what you have already done and add the features you see on the screen, any of them, on an a la carte basis, so you don't have to spend a lot of time. A company I was speaking with in AI field, unfortunately, they have spent most of the money they raised from investors doing the multi-tenancy and also the operations management, but they hadn't started doing the SaaS commercial management. And they were very delighted and excited to see that we can just plug the commercial management aspects, and that would relieve them for a year plus of R&D. We are getting towards the end of my talk, so get ready with your questions. Hopefully we'll have questions, but I start the QA session by one frequently asked questions that I just, in a sense, brought it up. Yes, the answer is, how can we use SaaS ops if we have already built a SaaS solution? You can use the plugin a la carte features like I just discussed, but there are more features, like you can use Corent's Marketizer to rapidly publish your software on either Azure or AWS cloud marketplaces, saving 3 to 6 months of API level programming. And again, there is no reason not to be on a cloud marketplace. That's where people go to buy a vetted, endorsed solution, because between AWS and Azure, they don't put just any solution up there. They want to make sure it's viable, coming from a viable company. But then on a technical side, the 3 to 6 months of work, we can do it in a day or 2 or 3 days for you, and then also guide you how to quickly get published on one of these cloud marketplaces. And soon more marketplaces beyond Azure and beyond AWS. And also, if you have created your SaaS solution, but it's not containerized, well, we have that automated containerization, that your solution can be containerized on the Kubernetes platform of your choice. And then you can also use Corent's automated PaaS integration to modernize your application and use microservices like database as a service, app server as a service, security as a service, as opposed to using licensed versions of those applications. So to wrap up my talk, the special offer is, if you contact us by next Monday, the 24th, at info@corenttech.com and mention Mirage Talks, we offer you a free assessment of one software application or SaaS application you have, and then a free POC of a SaaS enablement of your application. So you can get to test drive your application as a SaaS application with all the capabilities that I just showed you a glimpse of. Or instead of SaaS enabling an application, a free POC of publicizing or publishing your application on, in a sense, it would be publicizing it as well by publishing it on AWS and Azure marketplace. Those are the options. If you want to take advantage of any of these options, please drop a note to info@corenttech.com by next Monday. I believe the rest are details. I will ask the organizers to also send you this deck, and there's a 2-minute video at the end that you can see that captures everything that I just talked about. Now, if that's okay, we want to open it up for any questions.
Absolutely. Feyzi, thank you so much. That was a very, very insightful talk today. And everyone, please unmute yourself, or like you said, you're also welcome to send to the chat box. So let's get started on the Q&A portion.
Or I may have been very clear and articulate, so answered all the questions already.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, do we have any questions from our participants today? Don't be shy.
Thank you. It was very informative and really new things for me. I have to learn a lot about it.
Okay. What aspect stood out for you?
Well, I didn't know that you can use this software and make yourself what is needed, and it's really new for me, so it's great. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for that feedback. That was the whole purpose, to share a brand new leading edge technology with Mirage folks. And this, by the way, for your information, I showed that Microsoft created a joint ebook with us to educate the market about SaaS ops, but AWS is about to do the same with a major joint marketing around the world. So you are basically getting exposure to something that is really hot, and your colleagues in the industry will hear about it later. So we just wanted to give you the heads up and the insights before everybody knows about it. And you will receive the IDC paper, which is also very helpful. They're endorsing this way of SaaS enabling. The same way you don't design your own operating system, the same way you don't do your own database, the same way from now on you don't do your as-a-service capabilities. You're not in that business. You're in the business of your software to be delivered to people as a service, and SaaS Ops provides that capability. A lot of people compare it to Netflix for the movie industry. They said the movie producers should focus on producing a movie that wins an Academy Award and Oscars, as opposed to each movie producer trying to build a software to distribute their movie like Netflix. Netflix is there and would distribute any streamline and distribute and take care of the pricing for any movie. So why spend your time and money building your own Netflix just because you are a movie producer? So that analogy has been used as well. And of course, my book explains that a little bit.
Feyzi,
Yes.
if I may, this is Mirza. I have a quick question for you.
Yes.
As far as the ecosystem is concerned, FinOps, SaaS ops, in larger enterprises, there is a major focus on creating visibility and almost SaaSifying the applications for the internal chargeback models, right? Can
Yes.
you speak a little bit about the integration with the existing metering monitoring solutions that might be in place in larger organizations, or just the capability that you have built from an API perspective to allow anybody to do machine learning on the SaaS data or the SaaSification that SaaS Ops is doing?
Yeah, that's the great question, Mirza. So today we focused on ISV's use of SaaS ops. There is even bigger use of SaaS ops for the enterprises, let's say Global 2000. On average, Global 2000, they have about 1,000 applications that they have built to run their operations. For example, FedEx has tens of applications related to logistics, and Walmart has many applications regarding warehousing and so on. So there are two usage for these major corporations to use SaaS ops. One is, as you mentioned, Mirza, for chargebacks to deliver the applications as a service within the enterprise. This is what Samsung did with us and Boeing did with us. So the application that is used by many different divisions, departments, and so on, the application can be SaaS enabled using SaaS ops, and then let those departments, divisions to subscribe to it, in a sense, transforming the office of the CIO from a cost center to a profit center. People pay, subscribe, and use the applications. And of course, this is internal chargebacks and so on. And CIOs love it because now they're providing value and they get paid for it, as opposed to constantly fundraise within different divisions. The other usage for SaaS ops for major enterprises are a lot of these applications, again, on average, 1,000 applications per enterprise. We are talking 2 million applications built within the Global 2000, 2 million applications. Some of these applications are not unique for that global enterprise. Anybody else can use it. And as long as it's not totally sensitive for their business, they can create a subsidiary and let that subsidiary quickly SaaS enable those applications and go to market with it as a proven solution used by a major enterprise. Imagine how many customers in the world would love to use a SaaS solution that comes in logistics, that comes from FedEx, or in warehouse management that comes from Walmart. So that one analyst from the head of Deloitte Cloud Strategy said, if enterprises started doing it, the value of the subsidiary in 5 years would exceed the value of the main enterprise because of different multiples involved and so on. So that is a new trend. It's called the hybrid enterprise. Enterprise that's brick and mortar, but also offer software as a service. The reason it hasn't happened because it's really difficult to transform an existing application to SaaS until now, because thanks to SaaS ops.
Phenomenal, Feyzi. I know a lot of forward-looking enterprises have the challenge of demand management, and the internal CIOs and CTOs are tasked to create a private cloud at par with public cloud, right? And they
Right.
are trying to create similar experience on provisioning, metering, monitoring. So to create or bring more trust into the organization through open visibility, that your cost in-house is cheaper than going to an ISV, right? And I think you're solving an industry problem there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mirza, for highlighting it. Any other questions or comments anyone may have? Well, wonderful. Looks like we delivered the message, at least by the two people who spoke. They saw value in it. I'm very happy about it. We are very happy for those who want to take advantage of our special offer. We monitor info@corenttech.com, look for Mirage Talks, and would be delighted to give you the ability to test drive this technology without any obligations, without any risk, or without any pay. And of course, if you like to use them, we absolutely welcome you to use them moving forward. Anything else at the moment?
I think that about sums it up. What a treat, Feyzi. On behalf of Paul Mirage and the Mirage Institute, thank you so much for taking the time to enlighten our Mirage tribe. This was very exceptional. Thank you very much. And thank you everyone for joining us. Until next week.
My pleasure. Absolutely. All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye.